known Joe Biden for many years, so 40 years and more. We often had our agreements, but we've had our disagreements. We've been able to overcome them. I hope we can overcome them now, but we will do what we have to do to protect our country, and that means protect our future. We've lost hundreds of soldiers who fought bravely and fell in Gaza, and it requires a continuous effort of assistance and treatment because their souls are scarred. But at the same time, we also think about the reconstruction of Gaza once we eliminate these terrorist thugs who are controlling it. If Israel has to stand alone, we'll stand alone. But we also know we're not alone because we have so many decent people everywhere who do support us, who do understand the truth. And we will defeat our enemies and we will secure our future.
U.S. President Joe Biden spoke with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Sunday and, quote, reiterated his clear position on a possible invasion of the Gaza border city of Rafah. Israel's military is poised to evacuate Palestinian civilians from Rafah and assault Hamas holdouts there, according to comments last week by a senior Israeli defense official. The invasion would come despite international warnings of a humanitarian catastrophe. Washington has said it could not support a Rafah operation without an appropriate and credible humanitarian plan. The White House, in a statement, also said that Biden and Netanyahu reviewed talks designed to secure the release of some of the Israeli hostages, coupled with an immediate ceasefire in Gaza. Meanwhile, a Hamas delegation is set to visit Cairo on Monday for talks aimed at securing a ceasefire, according to a Hamas official. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is also set to meet with regional partners this week on a trip to Saudi Arabia, Jordan, and Israel. His trip to the region comes after Reuters reported that some senior U.S. officials have questioned whether Israel is using U.S.-supplied weapons in accordance with international humanitarian law. According to an internal State Department memo reviewed by Reuters, some top officials advised Blinken they do not find Israel's assurances on the matter, quote, credible or reliable. Other U.S. officials accepted Israel's assurances. Blinken must report to Congress by May 8th on whether he finds Israel's assurances credible that its use of U.S. weapons does not violate U.S. or international law.
We know that the threat is there, it's still there. The Iranians are capable to shoot to Israel missiles and UAVs and cruise missiles, and this is exactly what we are preparing ourselves, as I said, for a very long time. And we have to say that it is us together with CENTCOM and the coalition which is around us, which is something very significant for the defense of Israel. Again, together with our allies, mainly with the United States, but also from other countries, we feel that we have the needed supply today in order to deal with whatever it's needed, and it is something that is continuously being built. And but as everything that you need to manage during a war, supply of missiles and ammunition, this is of course one important part of it. Israel is operating all the relevant system, which is, air defense. It's always a challenge for the Israeli pilots, but then from the other end, this is something that we know how to deal with. I wouldn't get into the operational, the operational and relevant way of doing things. But this is what the Israeli Air Force and the Israeli pilots were training themselves for years and years, and we feel quite confident that if something would be needed to do, we know how to do it. Specific, again, this is a political issue. I'm a military personnel, but as a military personnel, I can tell you that shipments and so on. So the Iranians are there as a threat. The decision if to fight, to shoot 1, 2, or 3, this is a decision that is being made according to the threat, according to the decision of the Israeli C2, which is the command post, and of course the operators of the system. They would make the decision in real time how much they have to shoot, what are the relevant heights according to the threat.